Great game between the Chiefs and the Jaguars. 31-28. Jags pull off an impressive win. T-Law dropping loads. Mahomes dropping loads. We have Travis Hunter showing some great talent on the field. And we have a lot of people that hate Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is a good player. It's just taking a lot of time for him to progress through this the way that the Jaguars are using him. And he's super efficient. BTJ showing signs of life in this game. Almost had a touchdown if there wasn't a PI standing in his way. So BTJ, if he had a touchdown, would have been a much different conversation right now about BTJ going forward. We're going to talk about this game, the implications, what to expect out of Mahomes and Rice. Rice will return. All of that and more. ETN, what's going on there? Jaguars didn't run as much as we'd want. Let's break it all down. The Fantasy Football Show. Reaction show, recap show of the Monday Night Football game between the Chiefs and the Jaguars. What a game. What a game.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Really enjoyed that game. That was what you call a good football game. Good foosball right there. Let's break down the performances between both sides of the ball. Let's first talk about BTJ, who had 80 yards and 4 receptions. Kind of a nice little bounce back game. No one's saying we aren't expecting more at this point. But again, if you watched, you know that he almost had a touchdown. There was a PI standing right in the way of him in that score. And so very encouraged by the performance by BTJ. So this would have been on his 6 targets. He would have had 5 receptions. And I forget how far that throw was. Let's say it was like 7 yards or whatever, 8 yards. It would be roughly 90 yards, 5 receptions, and a touchdown. Travis Hunter was really remarkable in this game, even though the 3 catches for 64 doesn't really scream, this is the best game ever by Travis Hunter. He just looked really good, made a clutch, amazing catch. I'll put it on my Instagram later. It was a phenomenal snag by Travis Hunter. Strange got injured in this game, 1 catch for 22 yards. Trevor Lawrence had 10 rushes, 2 touchdowns on the ground. Actually, I need to re-screenshot this because it doesn't have the passing yards. I don't know what happened there. Let's recapture this real quickly and put this on screen here. Thornton had 90 yards off 3 catches. This KC team has been doing really well considering it doesn't have its number 1 weapon. You take a number 1 wide receiver off of any team, and you're not going to have that team playing at a high level, let alone the level that the Chiefs have been playing at. So hats off to the Chiefs. It was a tough battle, and the Jaguars just wanted it more and had all their weapons on the field. So Trevor Lawrence, 10 for 54 and 2 touchdowns. ETN, only 12 carries. Did have 4.1 a carry. Not great, but not bad. 49 yards. Bashal Tootin, 4 for 6. Nothing big. On the ETN receiving front, 3 receptions for 9 yards. Nothing for ETN. This is a bad game for ETN. A lot of people will sell high on ETN, or try and sell high on ETN. They'll have to sell medium rare. And I think buying him and Tootin together is a decent proposition. Mahomes, look at the quarterbacks leading the way on the ground today. Both of them having phenomenal days on the ground. Patty Mahomes, 6 carries for 60 yards and a touch. Patty Mahomes, 318 and 1 touchdown and 1 INT. Almost had a second touchdown passing, and then it was a pick 6. Remarkable defensive play. Travis Kelce, 61 and a touch on 7 catches. His best game in a while. I don't know that you can expect that weekly. Worthy, 6 for 42. Expected more out of him on the ground. When you're going to drop a game like this where there's no touchdowns, no huge plays, a long of 19, 9 targets, you expect at least something on the ground. So kind of a disappointing game there. Brashard Smith, 1 rush for 4 yards. Really not used that much except for in the receiving game. 3 catches for 32 yards. So salvageable day for Brashard if anybody started him there. They shouldn't have expected anything anyway. It was a very experimental usage type of game for Brashard. They keep saying they want to get him more involved. We'll see if that ends up coming to fruition. We got 700 plus on YouTube. Please hit that subscribe button on your way in the door. and like the video as well. Wipe your feet on the way in the door. T-Law looked unbelievable. I think, it's one of those things where we really, really like T-Law. And he can look really bad one moment. He can look really good another moment. I really believe that we're probably trending toward him being more consistent. I think Liam Cohen is a very, very amazing offensive mind and can concoct an offense that can be, I think, pretty fantastic overall. But there's a lot that needs to be seen. We need to see this replicated more than once before we start saying, oh, T-Law is the safe quarterback going forward. But let's make no mistake about it. He was a high prospect, very high regarded prospect coming out of college. One of the most NFL ready QBs to ever come out of college. And I don't think anybody was wrong. Every single pundit, every single scout thinking that T-Law would be good. I don't think anybody was wrong. I think sometimes players get in the NFL. They have changing systems consistently. Urban Meyer was a throwaway year in year one for T-Law. T-Law has been changing systems and coaches his entire career, and it's not fair to judge him entirely off of even this year if he kind of goes up and down a little bit. Problem is, if he doesn't do it now, it's going to be hard to imagine what happens going forward for T-Law. But this is a good positive step in the right direction. Jaguars are absolutely off to a nice hot start. We've got potentially a fantasy football rebound in BTJ, and on the rise, finally, I think Travis Hunter usage, in my opinion. I think, what were the targets for Travis Hunter? Travis Hunter had only 3 targets, and he caught all 3 of his footballs. So obviously we want to see more out of Travis Hunter. The efficiency's through the roof. I mean, 3 targets, 64 yards. I mean, that's pretty impressive. So if he doesn't get the volume, though, and doesn't convert on one of those, then it's a nothing burger game. So that's the only downside right now to Travis Hunter is we want to see more volume for Hunter because he's super, super efficient. As for, the Chiefs side of this thing, I think the Chiefs are just going to be a whole different team moving forward. Once Rice is back, it's going to be a whole different ball game. Rice is essentially the top 5 wide receiver that we've all been waiting for him to be, especially with all the injuries now, especially. Let's see here. Big Rod says, Smitty, I take it back. It is more fun coming from 10 points behind on Monday night. There you go, pal. So Big Rod coming through with the win. I love to hear it, bro. Love to hear it. Everybody gets so amped up about not being up by 150 points walking into the Monday night game. This is what you play for. This is why you play the game. Rice is going to be their short yardage and, deep yardage, mid yardage, everything. He's going to be their rushing attack, essentially. Their short yardage rushing game will be quick slants and quick little passes to Rashee Rice instead of having Mahomes be the leading rusher on the team. I'm not saying Rashee Rice will actually have rushing stats. I just mean that his short yardage specialty, being the specialist that he is in those short yardage, Deebo Samuel-esque wide back type plays that he's going to run all up and down this field. That's going to make Mahomes be able to step back and relax a little bit, which will also help him, be healthier at the end of a game instead of being, winded and beaten up and bruised and trying to make these plays when he's absolutely body's aching and he's running like crazy. So a lot to go over here. A lot of fantasy football implications. We'll hopefully open phone lines in a minute. Let's go through some of these super chats real quickly. Do I trade Waller for Fields? I have Nix and Laporta. I'd trade Waller, but not for Fields. I would rather just roll with Nix and Laporta, or trade Laporta, but I don't know why you would trade for Fields. Go trade for a receiver or running back. Chase and Ibuka won me the week. Smitty fired down 25. Nice job, bro. Buka to the moon. Buka's him. PPR, trade my QJ for Worthy. I would probably rather have Worthy, I suppose, but I don't know. Worthy's a little bit of a concern tonight. He got banged up again with the ankle, but did come back in. QJ, I think Ladd starts taking over again, but QJ's still decent. Anyone on how long Hampton's injury could be, 4 weeks or more? We already broke it down on a live stream, Zig. That was he's on IR. He's out 4 weeks. We don't know how long the response to the treatment and everything from that 4 week period will determine if it's 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks. But he's on IR, out for 4 weeks. Go watch the live stream on it. I would say worthy. But it's close. I got offered Lamb for Buka and Achan. Or Achan for Lamb. Lamb for Buka or Achan for Lamb. Let me just rank, the way you're wording this is very confusing. The way I will rank them is Buka, probably Lamb, then Achan in that order. But if you asked me a week ago, I would have said Achan because we're 2 weeks out from Lamb returning, or maybe one. We don't even know. It could be 1 week. It could be we start hearing news about Lamb this week, but we'll find out. But I think I'd rather have Lamb slightly over Achan just because of Tua and that offense. But I still love Achan. What was up 122-70? I fought off Mahomes and Worthy and still won my week 122-108. Started 0-3, now 2-3. Nice job, Nick. Way to keep the faith. And even if anybody's got 1 win, 0 wins, don't give up. Keep fighting. This is why you play. Friday, I traded away Walker for Woody. Think Woody makes it up for it. I think Woody should. I can't control what this coaching staff does, but Woody's a fantastic player. And I do think they drafted him for a reason. Absolutely. Your team is cooking, though. Dak, JT, Judkins, St. Brown, Buka. Yeah, you're fine. I do have faith in Woody on the long term. I just don't know what week it will be. Hopefully it'll be this week. Superflex, JD5, Knicks, Igbuka, Garrett Wilson, Genty, 0-5 with a 0 fab. What now? Feel like my team is better than 0-5. It certainly looks better than 0-5. Knicks and JD5 in the Superflex with Buka, Garrett Wilson, Genty, Bijan. Your bye week's out of the way, bro. I would say stand down right now. Let the dust settle. That's a very good squad. I don't even want you trading anybody. That team is good enough to come back. I'd hate for you to change lanes, and then the lane you get out of starts going faster than the lane you get in. Who to trades ETN and Hendy? Who to trade for? ETN and Hendy got Carter, Rico. I think selling ETN after this game is not a wise move. I think you should have sold him before the game if you were trying to sell him. I think selling him now, like you're going to sell him at a discount. You could try and do a 2-for-1 maybe, where you're trying to trade ETN and I don't know, bro. ETN for Adams, ETN for BTJ and something, ETN for Ladd and a nice running back. You know, that might be slightly under ETN, but trading ETN is going to be hard. Pickens to get Rice. I'd trade ETN for Rice. Absolutely. Would I trade Pickens and ETN for Rice and something? It depends on what the something is. But I'm certainly intrigued by that. Kelsey got me the win. Nice job, Brock out. I was thinking of you when he got that touchdown. Trade away Rome for Jamar Chase, Walker, and Sharps. I would take Jamar Chase, Walker, and Sharps for Rome. Absolutely. Even with the bye week out of the way. Travis Hunter showing off his athleticism. Love to see it. Yeah. You have to continue to exercise patience with the complex Cohen offense. Looked better. He did. And I think people will realize that again. And we're only 5 weeks in. That was his 5th game. And he looked really good in the game. It's just he didn't have the volume. Smitty got my first win. Bro, shout out to you. Do I accept Nico only for Debo, BTJ, and Chuba? Do I accept my Nico only for Debo, BTJ, and Chuba? I think I'd rather have Debo, BTJ, and Chuba. That's a lot of value. I'm not necessarily saying Chuba returns to his job. I don't know what that's going to look like. Kind of depends on how Rico does maybe in this next outing. If he didn't do well, then there'd be an open door again. I don't know, but I think that's a lot to give up. Chat, what do you think? Would you rather have Debo and would you rather have BTJ? What was it again? It was... what was it? Trade Rome. Let me see if I can pull that back up. Would you guys rather have Nico or Debo, BTJ, and Chuba? BTJ, Debo, and Chuba, or just Nico? Can you guys vote on that one for me? That one's a tough one. I mean, I'd probably say give me the 3 players, but Smitty, how often talented wide receiver like Hunter have slow starts in their career? I mean, bro, rookies, I say it all the time. I have it on the board still from the last show. I say it every single show. Now, running backs are a little different but it's still rookies. It's still players do this all the time. Wide receivers, it happens too. But these right here, the weeks that these guys ended up being worth something at all. Bucky not worth anything till 10. Brown until 4. Gibbs until 7. And I know you're asking about wide receivers, but it's not that much different. And for people to run away from these guys, even Woody Marks, all the people just turning their back on Woody Marks after one game, it's hilarious to me. Got offered my Bucky for their Cook and Jonte Williams. I take James Cook, who's, regardless of one game, has been balling out, because you don't know how long Bucky's out. So that's an easy call to take the James Cook side, bro. Easy call. Easy call. Dowd will get 200 plus a game. No, you wish he would. But I don't know. Do you think BTJ deserves the button to be pressed? I'll only press it if you guys give me a thumbs up. So BTJ, does he deserve it, or are we waiting for another game, or what are we doing here? Here, Chris, I'll do you a favor. You can go watch another show if you want. You don't need to be here. What are we doing? Nah, he don't deserve it yet. Wait on it. No. Okay. No. Push it. Thumbs up. No. Wait a week. Okay. Looks like you guys want to wait. I thought maybe everybody would want to see that button press, but well, why don't we, in recognition of Bijan having his bye week out of the way, we'll hit that one.
Hi, my name is Bijan Robinson. I like long walks on the beach. And, well, I also like scoring touchdowns.
But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10. I do think Gibbs is a good buy low walking into week number 6 and beyond. Having Gibbs feel a little bit like they're not using him properly, not feeding him enough, it's got a lot of Gibbs owners skittish. And if a Gibbs owner is not sitting on 4 or 5 or 6 wins, or 5, or will be, even if this continues into week 6, you have a lot of people that will potentially be interested in pulling the trigger on a deal they might not normally pull the trigger on. So, yeah, trade for Gibbs if you can. Let's see here. I think there's 3 more super chats that need attending here. I'm sorry. Devontae Smith or QJ. I'd probably say, you guys might be shocked, but I think this is even. I like Devontae Smith better, but I hate his situation. I'd probably say maybe QJ because I think I could trade him for more. McBride, Ladd, or Ferguson, Flowers. McBride, Ladd by a country mile on both counts, bro. You win both sides of that. Hold off a big win, 3-2 now in both leagues. Let's go. Appreciate you, Angus, for dropping the super chat. Banner and Burchard Smith for Hampton. Like, this is wild. People wonder if you could trade for Hampton on the cheap. Really? I mean, are you coming up with this, or did this get sent to you? Because if you're coming up with this, you're going to get the door slammed in your face. Fannin and Burchard Smith for Hampton. Who's going to do that? Kryptonite. Who's going to do that? If you pull that off, show us a receipt. I mean, come on. That TD was insane. BTJ stock went up along with Hunter. Huge win for the Jags. Look, if BTJ would have pulled in that score, again, if BTJ would have pulled in that touchdown, we would be talking about BTJ as a rebounded already player. And when I said raise your hand if we should press that BTJ button, there would have been nothing but thumbs up all over the place. So it's crazy how one play can really determine a player's value like that. Drop Pacheco for Smith. I don't know at this point, bro. I'd lean toward Pacheco a little bit, but I want Smith to get more work. If Smith gets more work, he will produce. He did have 3 catches for the 30 yards. So, I guess chat, vote on that one. Do we think Smith continues to get more work, or do we believe Pacheco continues to get more work? It's hard to say. Trade my BTJ and Kyron for his Rice and Genty. I'd take Rice and Genty and run. Like, that's not even close. Turbo, appreciate you. 1 and 4, 10-man, 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 tight end, 1 flex. Too many weapons at hand. HN, look at Bricky trying to flex on us. HN, Jacobs, Genty, Buka, London, Rice, Pickens, BTJ, Bowers. Still got Woody. Still got Wood. And Hendy ideas. Probably looking at maybe a BTJ on the high mixed with a, I don't know, Jacobs maybe, and then you go get a monster running back. I'd try getting Gibbs somehow. I'm not saying Jacobs and BTJ gets Gibbs, but you could also sell the bye week situation. You could trade Genty and BTJ for Gibbs. You could definitely go that route. You could trade BTJ for Henry. You could trade BTJ and Jacobs for Barkley and something. I think that you could take a risk. It would not hurt you to take a risk with that team and try and consolidate into one player. Certainly wouldn't be a bad idea. So I'm starting Bill over Chase Brown. Yes, as you should, for right now. Absolutely. Starting Bill. Pacheco is waiver fodder. I mean, maybe. I'm not saying he isn't, but the question at hand was Brashard Smith or Pacheco. So it's not like I'm trying to promote Pacheco, but his question was, curious. 3-headed monster. They seem to have Hunt at the goal line. Yeah, Hunt's kind of in the way too. Hunt's definitely, a problem. He's a thorn in the side. He's not good enough to necessarily start weekly because you'll just get burned. Fannin for Tootin. I could go either way. I think Tootin's still a top 8 running back if he's ever injected into the lineup solo, if ETN were to get hurt. But that is where he's at right now. Now, I don't know. I mean, an ineffective run game might have Liam Cohen doing something different next week or very soon. We'll have to monitor that. I'm not saying that's for sure. I'm not, it's hard to say. Hunt just isn't going away. That's true. Haskins for the Chargers, maybe could be Vidal. Here's the waiver board. Pacheco does run solid. He does. J-Mo's talent's being wasted. This is why I told you guys not to draft him as high as some of you were drafting. Some people were drafting this guy in like the 3-4 turn. It was crazy. But I still like him right now. I still go get him right now. I still trade for J-Mo right now. Because J-Mo is now appropriately valued. And undervalued for that matter. So go get J-Mo. Take advantage of the people that want to just wash their hands of him. I'm done with J-Mo. Come take him from me. I don't want him anymore. That's the way people are approaching this situation going forward. And that's awesome. Do I trust Watson at all when he comes back? Let me put it this way. Where's that question? Trust Watson when you come back? Let me put it this way. I don't know what Watson you're even talking about. If you're talking about Christian Watson, because I'm trying to rack my brain. Like, is he talking about Deshaun Watson? Is he talking about Christian Watson? Like, I don't even know who you're referencing. That's how irrelevant the player is. So, if it's Christian Watson, no, I don't trust. Just got offered Lamb and Monty for JSN. I'd take Lamb and Monty over JSN. Yeah. I also have gotten offered Derrick Henry and May for London. Man, I'd probably say, who's your quarterback? I don't know if you're telling me who your quarterback is here, so I can't really make that determination, but I would lean toward London. His bye week is out of the way. I assume you got a Bo Nix or something like that. So, no. But that first one, I'd take Lamb and Monty. Then I'd maybe move Monty. Try move Monty for me. But, I mean, let me go back to that real quickly. Do I want that Lamb Monty for JSN? JSN's fantastic, though. Chat, vote on that one. I still think I'd take Lamb. Lamb and Monty. It's probably one more game that he misses, but it's possible it's longer. You're taking a little bit of a risk. If you want no risk at all, go JSN, I suppose. But I'm going to take the risk on Monty Lamb. Plus, you get Monty for, the immediate weeks, so it's not like you're getting something for it. I'd probably say give me the Lamb side. Lad is safe, sell high. Lad's a safe buy. Buy Lad. I've been saying that for a mother freaking 2-3 weeks now. This one from Jarvis. Jarvis, appreciate you. QB is Kyler Murray. I don't know. I still think I'd rather have London. His bye week's out of the way, my boy. His bye week is out of the way. I just don't know that I can make that trade. Let me go back and see what it was again. It was London. What was it? Lamb and Monty for JSN, and then also offered Derrick Henry and May for London. I mean, I guess I'm okay with the Derrick Henry May side because I believe that Henry's kind of undervalued, but at the same time, I'd rather have Kyler in London. Kyler in London, final answer. But it's arguable for sure, bro. Like, don't think it's not arguable. It totally is. Took your advice and traded ETN for Lamb before Thursday night. Now I have Lamb and Boca Jamar Chase. Excellent job, bro.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Excellent job, bro. Fantastic job. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Love to see it. Got offered marks for Jameson and Fannin. I have Mason and tight end, same bye week. Running backs, Hall, Hendy. I lean toward having... I guess if you think you can use Jameson Williams, I'm okay with that side of the trade, but I do believe Marks will be handy for you. And I don't think you're in a real great spot running back-wise, and I still believe in Marks. He's still got tons of usage. I probably lean toward the Marks side, given that you have Hall, and you're still waiting on Hendy and Harvey. Now, Hendy might become your starting running back 2. Could be your running back 1. It's just a matter of how much volume he gets, but I don't know. I like JMO. I like JMO a lot. It kind of depends on your wide receivers if JMO helps you a ton, which side I like on this. I like Fannin a lot, but I do feel like there's waiver guys you can get. Emma to Mars.
To Mars!
It's still going on. Hey, bro, Haskins or Vidal, how much fab? Nels, no one knows how much fab. Anybody gives you a number, I'll stop listening to them immediately. Because how the hell does anybody know but you, based on the trending in your league? If I said 17%, what would that? How good would that information be to you? 17%. How's that going to help you? It might not help you at all in your league. Only you can know. But I would say here's my waiver wire board, bro. You know what? I'm gonna move Vidal. I don't know. The consensus seems to think Haskins is going to be the guy. And that's based on some news and beat reporters and such. And maybe they're right. And I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm not. I'm just going to tell you what I would do. And I'm hoping that Harbaugh does the same thing because I think Vidal is better. I think he just fits better. He's a little bit more shifty, but anything can happen. Look at the DeMarcado and Michael Carter situation. Now, DeMarcado almost had 90 yards and a touchdown, and he fumbled the ball at the 1-yard line. So, at the end of the day, that was going to outscore Carter, but he fumbled the ball and fumbled his opportunity away. The same thing could happen here. Haskins could be the more annoying, here you go, Haskins gets the role, and then he produces. But I think Vidal is better. I would rather have Vidal myself. I just can't tell you for certainty that he's going to be the guy. Chat, vote Vidal or Haskins in the chat. I don't know that it's a full low drop. It could be but what if you get it wrong? get a full load drop on a player and then ends up being the other guy. Gibbs owner wants Jacobs. Well, I would trade him Jacobs. Pickens, London, BTJ rest of season. I would say London, of course, and then I would say probably Pickens and BTJ are kind of tied moving forward, bro. They're both a little inconsistent. TM42 says I skipped a super chat. Let me see. TM. Someone dropped JMO. I have London, Buka, MHJ. I mean, take JMO. I don't know what you're asking here. You grab him. I'm not dropping one of those guys, but I'm definitely 100% grabbing him, bro. He's a great trade piece and a fantastic wide receiver 4. Haskins, Vidal sucks. Vidal, Haskins. What about Gus Bus? Haskins and Vidal committee. Running back by committee. Offensive line sucks. Vidal will do better with the status of their O-line. I think the answer is Ladd. Who should you pick up at running back? The answer is trade for Ladd. Who should I go get? Haskins or Vidal? Trade for Ladd. That's your answer. Who do I start at RB? I don't care. Go get Ladd. That's my advice. That's what you're going to get out of me. Every Haskins question I get asked, every Vidal question I get asked, my answer will be Ladd McConkey. Probably one of the best buy lows that I've been screaming about for the last 2-3 weeks, and we got a sense of it, and we might get people that pull back a little bit from wanting to get rid of him, but he's still very much attainable because he didn't exactly explode. So there's still opportunity and wiggle room. Are you still selling Javonte? I don't think so. Javonte looks fantastic. 5 weeks of production. What is he worth now? I'd probably say, I don't think you could sell him. I don't think you should sell him any cheaper than like what ETN's was worth before this week kicked off. Now, ETN might have dropped below Javonte after this week. I'm not saying he has for sure, but there's concern. I would say that you're talking about a 6 to 10 running back in Javonte. I'm not saying he for sure finishes number 6, but I think his value is 6 to 10. The fact that he did what he did with the banged up offensive line and the matchup, it's like Javonte keeps doing it. I mean, he just keeps doing it over and over and over. Would you do Achane for Genty, Lamb, London? I would say Achane, Buka for Genty, Lamb, London. I would take Lamb, London, and Genty by quite a bit because Achane and Genty are close. Buka versus Lamb, London, that's a lot of value, so take the trio. Really, really easy stuff. Even though we love Buka, bro, it doesn't matter. That's a fantastic trade. You got to be a business person on that. My thought is Hendy will eventually be running back 1, but use Harvey or Marks when they... Yeah, I'm okay with you using Marks in that situation. I am. I think Marks is getting enough volume. Thanks for taking his team to Mars. No problem. Appreciate you. I can't promise you what Marks' volume is going to be. I can't. I mean, look what they did. They promised the world to us, and then they didn't use them. But I do believe that you're going to see Marks rise up. I can't guarantee it. I don't know if it'll be this week, but he did get a lot of work. He got a lot of work. 1 and 4 traded Hampton, Wilson, AK for Achane Pickens. Traded Hampton, Wilson, AK for Achane Pickens. I would take the Achane Pickens side and run. With what's going on with Hampton right now. Absolutely. I mean Lamb or London. I want London over Lamb right now. Lamb over London for right now. 'Cause, 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 Yeah, and so to pull up the schedule, and so you got Houston on a bye this week. So for week number 6, make sure Liz and anybody else has got any of these players on a bye week this week. Houston and Minnesota are the bye week. So this week, you couldn't use Woody. Maybe coming off the bye week. It's possible coming off the bye week, Woody could. Let's see here. They're the bye weeks for week number 6. It's possible coming off the bye week they use Woody more. Hard to say. JJ out, Mason out, Nico out, Marks out, Stroud, etc., etc. Just traded Wilson for JJ. I would probably rather have JJ in a vacuum. Okay. I have Daniel Jones, Bucky, Hampton, Amon-Ra, Buka, Lad Ferguson, Stevenson. What moves do I make 4-1? Probably going to say you might have to, with Hampton and Hampton and Bucky both down, you might have to explore selling Amon-Ra for 2 players. Go to the Garrett Wilson owner, go to the JSN owner, go to the Adams owner, go to the Lab McConkey owner, and of course, depending on what player you get, the other player that you get in the 2-for-1 is going to need to be bigger, stronger, better, depending on what player you take. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, be smart about that. But I'd start off with those teams. Smitty, it can only go up from here for your cards. You don't worry about my cards, Angus. I don't even let it bother me anymore. You become numb when you're a Cardinal fan or a Bears fan, you don't even care. And you just like, oh, doesn't. I don't get upset anymore at all. So Achan Buka for Genty London. Achan Buka for Genty London. Okay, yeah, you weren't clear when you were asking that. Achan Buka Genty London. I'd rather have Achan Buka in that scenario. PPR 1-4. Patty Mahomes, Bijan, Bucky, Chase Brown, Woody, Sharbs, Ollie, Brashard Smith, Debo, Worthy, Rashi Rice, Hunter. Moves and trade ideas. God, it sucks with Bucky, bro. Debo, Worthy, Rashi Rice. I mean, I'd probably say right now you can't really move anything. You're just waiting on Woody to bounce back. You can't. You could try and trade Bucky right now if you could trade like Bucky and Hunter Henry, but you almost can't just trade Bucky. You got to trade Bucky and something. Bucky Worthy for one player. Bucky for Breece Hall because someone's worried about him. And try and get something else if you can. Try and trade Bucky for. You just don't want to trade him too low. Like Bucky for Henry and get the Henry value now. Bucky for Barkley. If you got to throw in Worthy and do a 2-for-2, you could do that. That's the only way you could creatively get out of the Bucky situation is to take another gamble on somebody that's playing. I just traded McBride for Nico. I'd rather have Nico by quite a bit. I like McBride a lot, but 12-man, Superflex, 2 and 3, QBs, JD5, Dak, Penix, running backs, Bucky, Gainwell, Rico, Hendy, Harvey, JJ, JSN, Hunter. I like the team, Scary Terry. Very good squad. Trade one of the tight ends. You could bank on Ingram if you want, or you could just say, I'm going to trade Waller right now with Terry, who's being rumored to come back, or maybe Rico, Dowdle, and Waller right now for a Derrick Henry type of move, or a Barkley type of move, or maybe you go get a wide receiver like, let's see here, trade Ingram and I'd trade Waller for Ladd. Should I trade Bucky for Igbuka? That's cute. Or Bucky plus Rico for Bijan. That's even cuter. Yeah, Anthony. Yeah, I'm gonna Smitty approve those in advance, but please come back and let us know if you pull that off. I think Rico's a pretty good sell high. I would try and explore that too. Try Henry and Barkley once the doors get slammed in your face on those other two. But please, if you pull that off, and you steal that away from Aunt Edna or Uncle Buck, I'd love to hear about it, though. That would be amazing. I'd be very happy for you, though, honestly. Coker in an IR spot. Who to drop when it's time? Brashard Smith, Tootin, Caleb Williams. Probably Brashard Smith right now. We hoped we'd saw something. We would see something. Monitor him, though, because if they start giving him more work, he will be good. Wait and see on Coker. I mean, no. I guess out of all of this, I'd drop Coker for now. I like Coker a lot, but I'd probably monitor Coker before I'm dropping a backup quarterback. Unless this is your third quarterback, then go ahead. But dropping a backup quarterback's never really smart. And I like Brashard Smith's upside still. We can't just like throw him away. But, you know, Coker's interesting. I definitely monitor whichever one you drop, though, because Coker or Brashard Smith could be someone you need to grab immediately. Any update on how long Bucky would be out for? Probably, it's looking like 2 weeks right now. It could be longer. There's no locked-in amount of time. It's definitely not just the 1 week now. It's probably looking like it's going to be 2 weeks from here. So 2 more missed weeks. But it is said to be not serious or long-term. It could just be 1 game. It's possible, but right now we're expecting to be safe. Barkley plus Keenan Allen for Gibbs and Ladd. Gibbs and Ladd by a mile. Like, not close. Let's see here. Would you trade Lamb for Nico and Rashad White? I'd rather have Lamb. Bucky hurting. Rashad White's okay. You have Bucky. Okay. Chad, if you had Bucky and you were hurting at RB, would you take Rashad White and Nico for Lamb? I probably would. Especially if you're 2 and 3. I changed my mind. I would go ahead and take Rashad White and Nico. But you're also without Nico this week. But, I mean, you'll eventually lose Lamb too. Yeah. I'd probably take it. Kareem Hunt, goat to flex, half PPR, no. I like Kareem Hunt a little more tonight than I did before tonight, but just because the touchdowns might be there, but I'm not calling him any sort of GOAT status, bro. Kareem Hunt, appreciate the question though. I think I've caught up on the super chats. Rashad says Bill and a Mecca for Achane and Wilson. Bill and a Mecca Buka for Achane and Wilson. Achane and Garrett Wilson. But, I mean, it's anything with Buka is hard to say no to, though. Smitty, always hardworking. Appreciate your dedication. Much respect. Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate you. Trade Terry and Bill for what? I don't know what this in the parentheses you're trying to do here. Rashad White, Jennings. I don't know what you mean there, Cameron. You got to be a little more clear about what you're saying. But a trade Terry for Bill? Scary Terry for Bill? I would say give me Corey Krosky Merritt. Jordan, Achane and Tet or Buka Mason? Probably chat, Achane or Ted or Buka Mason. Damn it. I guess I go Buka Mason by a touch. That's a tough one, bro. That's a real tough one. Kev, appreciate you. 5-0, 10-man PPR. Have JD5, Buka, Debo, Mahomes, Bowers, Bucky. Should I hold or not worry about Bucky since I have White? Yeah, if you're 5-0 with Rashad White, why try and fix what isn't broken, bro? You're not even getting anything out of Bucky or Hendy yet. Once you do, or Harvey, or Tootin, you're going to... I can't guarantee anything in this world, but I can almost guarantee that one of Marks, Hendy, Harvey, or Tootin are balling for you at some point. Bijan back from a bye week. Debo, Buka, you're 5-0. You just sit back, log out of your league app, set your lineup for each week, and then log out. Lose the password. Don't mess with what's working, bro. It's fantastic. Bill and Emeka for Achane and Garrett Wilson. Bill and Emeka for Achane, Garrett Wilson. I think we answered that already, right? Achane, Garrett Wilson. Achane, Garrett Wilson. as much as I want to say Ibuka Bill, I think it's HN Garrett Wilson, but debatable. No one's sending nobody on a lap for accepting either side of that. It's quite arguable. Some of these things are very arguable at the end of the day. My CD Scattaboo for JSN Kyron. I had Hampton. So CD Scattaboo for JSN Kyron. I think I lean toward JSN Kyron, but very arguable, but that's how I lean. I lost the week, Smitty, 3-2. My team is hurts. Bijan, Bucky. He got Bijan coming back. Judkins, man, running backs are fantastic once Bucky returns. Garrett Wilson, Ladd will come around. Buka's fantastic. Woody will be fine. Tet, I'd trade Tet like Jaylen Warren or Tet and I mean, you could try and trade Tet and Bucky for something. You could trade Bucky for Henry if you wanted. You could trade Bucky and Tet for Barkley and something. You could trade Kittle and Tet for Rice or a type of player like that. Otherwise, I stand down. I mean, I'd take any of those types of trades, but some people that have Rice and Lamb can't wait. It seems like, oh, you're so close, but they might say, I can't afford one more loss or it doesn't matter. So take my Rice. Take my Rice. Take my Lamb. Take my lamb chops. And did I mention trade for Ladd? Knicks and Sutton or Fields and Adams. Give me Fields and Adams, but man, it's close. Yeah, I'd probably say that, but very, very close. Trade for, in case anybody's confused. In case anybody is confused of why Ladd is on the screen. Not saying buy him high. I'm not saying anything of the sort. Guys, can we get a vote on Nick Sutton or Fields and Adams? The only thing that made me want to say, and you guys might be able to convince me otherwise and change my mind, is do I believe Knicks holds on to their job all year no matter what? Probably. Yeah, I do think that. Do I think that Fields can hold on to it all year? Probably, but he's a little more susceptible to lose it. I mean, his head coach wouldn't even confirm when he got injured that he's the starter no matter what. Scat for Pearsall and QJ. I'd rather have Scat, even if it leads to me doing a different trade. But Scat's worth more in trade value in my opinion, so I'm going to go Scat. Scat for me all day. This one here from Hudat Lolo. BTJ finally hit double digits. Is he for real? I think we almost had a touchdown too, bro. Would you trade for Scat Addison for Brees? I'd rather have Brees Hall. It's not crazy. All I eat now is mashed potatoes and meatloaf. Thank you, Angus. Appreciate you. Tatered sandwich coming in with a strong $20 hauler. My boy Tatered to the moon. Tater sandwich back for more.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Where are we at? With Bucky out, had to start Woody at running back 2 and Hendy at flex. Sad week. JK, we're 5-0. Let's go. Buka to the moon. Buka carries people. Rice back. Let's go. Rolling with the right group of Smitty approved guys. You're the best. Thank you, Tatered Sandwich. Appreciate you. Smitty approved. You got me.
You've just
Tatered Sandwich is 5-0. Nothing like seeing Tatered Sandwich's super chats come in, and then wondering, is Tatered super chatting today? He's 5-0. I think he is. He's back. Tatered Sandwich is here to stay. Nice news. Should we be selling high on Buka before Evans is back? Why do we keep getting asked this question? Maybe try and target CD or Rome. 3 is a company. Evans, Godwin, Buka. I have Buka, and Rice. I don't know. I mean, I understand where this is coming from, but I don't agree. I'm not When I made the predictions about Ibuka, did I ever say that it requires an injury from Mike Evans? And, you know, and not to mention, like, Evans existed when Buka was doing this early in the season. And then the odds of Godwin staying healthy or really being a huge threat are not that big of a deal to me. But if you were to trade him for Lamb, I'm okay with that. If you were to trade him for like JJ and something, because Buka's number 3. He's number 3 wide receiver in the league, bro. Number 3. If you traded Buka for CD and something, or Buka, and don't think you can't get something. Lamb's still injured. And Lamb might come back a little hobbled for a week or two. So if someone says, I'm not trading you Lamb and something, then tell them to kick rocks. And if you get Rashee Rice, you ask for more. If they say, I'm not giving you more, you say, kick rocks. I'll see you later. See you on the other side. I mean, I just don't know. And if you're 0-5, I'm about to trade Buka. If you're 0-5 with Buka, yeah, you might as well get rid of him and try and get 2 players, bro, because you're not winning with them. You certainly need to take advantage of the value, for sure. Thank you for the super chat, though. I know a lot of people are feeling that way, surprisingly. So it's not a bad question. Scat for Pearsall and QJ. I have Henry. I think I answered this one already. Taking Scat, baby. Taking Scat. Taking Scat. Scat.
Scat man. What is that smell? Someone needs me. Help! Help! I'm going to lose my fantasy week! Somebody help! Call the Scat Man! I am Scat Man. Who needs my help? Wow. Bang, bang, boom. To the moon. Now it's time to go pick up your mother.
This one here, Hampton for Javonte. Travis, no one's trading you Javonte Williams for Hampton, who's out for maybe 4 to 6 weeks. But if you pull it off, please come back and share the receipt. We would love to see it. 1-4, lost 113 to 1. Man, I got Allen, Adams, Pickens, AJB, BTJ, Rome. Trade Hurts in London for Allen, BTJ, or the slashes, don't use slashes, because half the time people don't mean and so you're just doing yourself a disservice. Type it out just so you don't get the wrong advice. Trade Hurts London for Allen and BTJ, I'm assuming, or AJB. I would say give me Hurts in London. As much as I love Josh Allen more, London's bye week free. Who would you sell Allen for? I don't know, bro. I'd go get Mahomes and something. I'd trade him. If you're trading him just for a player, you're getting Nico. You're getting, a London type player. You're getting a, Henry and a Dak. You're getting a Barkley and a Ladd or something like that. You're really able to get a lot. You're able to get a ton. All these Buka questions, I wonder if they watch the games. Go watch a Buka highlight tape from the season. He's incredible. Serious, watch it. I don't know why people want to run away from Buka. It's weird. It's a very strange phenomenon. Last week, I got a lot of run away from Buka questions, and you'd think that after a game that he dropped this week, you'd stop asking those questions. But I think people are just trying to figure out how to break up with Buka before he breaks up with them. They're just really worried about it. My Lamb for Jacobs and Shakir, I'd rather have Lamb. You need a running back, I get it. I just don't know if Shakir is enough. So you give me a Ladd. What else we got? Should I start Kraft over McBride? I mean, anything's possible, bro. I'm not going to laugh at this one and then have it backfire on me. I'm going to say I'm not sitting McBride any game he's playing and healthy. Kay says, back again, Smitty, just traded Scat for BTJ. Did I win? I guess pretty even. I'd probably rather have Scat in a vacuum, but if you need a wide receiver, give me BTJ. And he looked good tonight. And again, we were one touchdown away. We were one touchdown away. We already got requests to ban Angus. Angus, I don't know what you're doing in the chat. I haven't read everything Angus is saying. But people are already asking to have you blocked. So just whatever you're doing, stop. Why are multiple people saying this? And don't tell me, oh, people just don't let you. I don't know what it is that you like to do to conjure up, whatever you're conjuring up. It's like nonstop with you. If you love the show so much, like, why do you keep getting yourself booted? Jordan, Lost Hampton, have Achan, Dowdle, Hendy. Thank you for the $20 hauler, by the way.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Bing, bang, boom. Have Achan, Dowdle, Hendy. Do I ride it out with or trade one of my wide receivers, Sutton, Debo, Tet, or Rice? Thanks for the help. I would probably say with Achan, Dowdle, you ride it out for now, because you got a lot of value in Dowdle. You could trade Dowdle and Tet for like Barkley or Henry. I mean, you try. If not, stand down. I'd maybe trade Sutton and Dowdle for or you don't have Henry. Yeah, for Barkley or Henry. I mean, you could try it. So worst thing that happens is they say no. All that for James, both those players for James Cook. Probably say no. They probably say hell no, but it doesn't hurt to ask. All right, what is everybody saying now? Do I have to babysit some of you? Hey, Beach, this is your one warning from me, not from Travis. I'm going to put you in timeout for 10 minutes. Either behave, don't talk trash about my mods, don't talk trash to people in the chat, or when you come back and if I see it, I will remove you. So you're in a 10-minute timeout from me, not from Travis. Call him a D-bag again, and you'll be gone. Travis is in here just trying to keep the conversation moving. The amount of people that give him flack is asinine. Thank you, Jordan, for the super chat. 4-1, trade Bucky and Buka for CD and JT. I'd probably take CD and JT for sure, given the missed games for Bucky. But I can't blame anybody for wanting to keep the other side. Trade my Jefferson, Chubb, Carter for London, Pickens, Hendy. London, Pickens, Hendy. Thoughts? I'm 4-1, sent Kamara, Judkins, White, and Dowdle. I sent Kamara, Judkins, waiver pool, and White and Dowdle. Received Bijan, Harvey, Franklin, and Carter. Kamara, Judkins, White, Dowdle. Give me Bijan. You could argue the other side if Dowdle were to stay hot all year long, but I will probably sell on the upside of getting Bijan bye week free. Harvey still got upside. I don't care what anybody says. I go ahead and take that trade. I think the chat would agree. And this is famous Amos. People think that this is Angus sometimes, but this is famous Amos.
Alert. Super chat alert.
He's my boy. $20 holler. Smith drafted Egbuka in 2 out of 3 leagues. Egbuka at the 1.1 in every league should have been my draft strategy. Thank you, Famous. Appreciate you. What a league winner he was. What a league winner he is. He needs a video. And I said I'd have his emoji up. I need to have his emoji up by tomorrow. $20 holler.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Aaron gifting 5 memberships. Thank you, Aaron, please, for gifting the 5 memberships.
You've just been Smitty.
Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you. 1 of 4 have QB Jaden, Baker, Caleb, Henry, Kyron, ETN, Kamara, Harvey, Egbuka, JJ, Allen, MHJ, Kittle. Lost my kicker. Okay, hoping to get Bill and Evans off waivers. What do I do? Lost by 3/4 of a point. Last 2 weeks help. Or 3 and 4 points, whatever. Again, the slashes, I don't know. 3/4 point or 3 and 4 points. See how everybody uses a slash as an and or an or? Nobody uses it the same. I don't know what anybody's saying. I would say you need to get Bill. Bill should have been on your team already, but that's okay. I see you're in a small league and these guys, it's hard to drop these guys. I get it. What should you do? I think you look to trade Baker or look to trade JD5, whichever one gets you more. Probably hold Henry, probably hold Kyron, probably entertain trading high on Kamara, or I don't know if you could trade high on him, but trade Kamara as high as you can trade him. ETN, maybe MHJ off a big week to go get like a big monster. Or Keenan Allen to go get a big monster. So trade a nice little 2-for-1 or 3-for-1 type of package. I think Rice from the Rice owner if he's panicking. Lamb from the Lamb owner if he's panicking. Getting Barkley, instead of ETN by using a Kittle or using a JD5 or better yet, a Baker. Don't trade Buka. Don't trade JJ. MHJ and in ETN for Barkley and something. Those are ideas that I look at anyway. And then once you get through those and those don't work, we'll try and cook up more. But I think that'll get you started. What are your thoughts on Knicks and Sutton stack rest of season? Pretty nice schedule for both of them. I think it's real nice. I don't know that I'm worried too much about stacking, but I like both these players. I mean, it just depends on what... I mean, in general, Jordan, I really like him. I think Sutton's always undervalued. Who's the one that's getting the last warning, Travis? Who's the person that's... Just let me know who it is. I'll decide right now by reading their message. Just let me know, Travis, who the person that just got a last warning. Because Travis is trying to warn you. Travis is warning you. I won't warn you. Travis is warning you. Travis is the one being nice, but if you're going to cause trouble, I'll just remove you. It's very simple. Angus, what is Angus saying now? Angus, if there's one bad word about Travis, you're gone. Let's see if he says anything about Travis. One bad thing about him and he's gone. Let's see here. I'm reading specifically about Travis. he's not saying anything about Travis. Then Smitty called me out for no reason. I didn't call you out for no reason. The chat is saying block you. And I asked you a simple question. Why is the chat saying that? Stop talking bad about Travis. He's the GOAT. Angus, clean it up. Just move on. Talk about football, bro. He got really lucky. He got really lucky. The Travis is the GOAT comment kind of saved him. Yeah, look, read the room, Travis. Like Drio says, Angus, you're in the chat yapping about nothing relevant to football, and you're just trying to garner attention. I don't know how hard it is and difficult for you to realize people don't want that. They're getting tired of it. You get kicked out of every live stream because you consistently want attention, and you always act so dumbfounded about it. You're like, I don't understand why everybody's kicking me out. I don't even get it. I didn't even do anything. Like, stop, bro. It's ridiculous. Everyone wants the Buka video. When will it be done? I'll work on it within the next 24 hours. I'm sorry. Full PPR, what do you think? I traded JCM and Jacoby for Sutton and Tootin. I think it's pretty even. I mean, Sutton and JCM are pretty damn close. I have St. Brown, Evans, at wide receiver, Bucky, Kamara. I'm fine with both sides. I don't think you could argue. I think Sutton and PPR would be a tad bit safer, but I don't hate the trade at all. Chat can even vote. Chat, vote JCM or Sutton. Superflex 4-1 usually play 4 wide receivers: QB, Lamar, Purdy, Tua, Gabriel, Achane, Hendy, Mondre, Puka, Ibuka, Pittman, Higgins. Any moves? Man, I'd probably say. I mean, love your receivers. I'd probably say like Pittman and Pollard, or Higgins and Pollard, to just try and get like a Henry, try and steal Henry away, try and take I'd probably take a Chase Brown for Pittman. I'd take a Pollard and take a gamble on Chase Brown. You got to do something, man. You know, you got to take a stab at ETN off of Panic or something like that. Scattaboo using Pollard, or Pollard and Pittman for Scat and something. Wide receiver wise, you know, you could go after BTJ still. I don't know if someone would sell him low. You could go after AJ Brown and just take a gamble, even though I'd never recommend someone taking AJ Brown, but you kind of need it. Yeah, I mean, 4-1's pretty amazing. I just don't think I'd move Puka or Ibuka. But I definitely think Pittman, Higgins, and Pollard, trying to get one player using 2 or all 3 of those players would be, a running back or a wide receiver, would be my focal point. Just because I think that there's no real consistent value there. So if you pull in something like that, that would be amazing for you. That'd be amazing. We got a JCM over Sutton vote. We got a JCM. Woody is a buy low, D-Rock, regardless of what the Woody haters want to say. And the Woody haters are basically people that they lost their week because of it and they're mad, which I understand. Or they didn't ever get them, and so they're just so happy that it didn't work out. Like anybody that trashes Woody, like, oh, I guess the Woody thing, they were so worried they missed out on him that they were petrified. They were upset at themselves. There's probably a comment somewhere where they're like, I'm so mad at myself, I didn't take him. And then now that Woody didn't work out for the 1 week, everyone that hates Woody is so excited. It's the best thing they've ever heard, because now they don't feel like they missed. Now they feel like, okay, good. Henry for Adunze and JCM. Starbury, absolutely make that trade. Go get Henry, trade Henry away for Adunze and JCM. How many people we got in here? 900 from YouTube. Please hit that subscribe button on the way in the door.
Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and wipe your feet at the door.
This is your one-stop shop for fantasy football content. I'm live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. We're not leaving yet. Live whenever big news breaks, and I'm live almost every single night at midnight. Angus, thank you for the gifted membership. Very football-related move of you, Angus. Angus is the only person that's like super chatting and gifting, but he's like a moment away from being, removed from the chat, like every time. See, look at how nice Travis is to you all the time. Puts up a present and a rocket emoji and says Angus. Like, is Angus Gump? I don't know. We think maybe it's his son. We're not sure. Open up the phone lines briefly. I'm going to cut them off real quickly. Call
into the show.
To the Penton Print.
Into the show.
The Penton Print phone lines for all your business printing needs. This is the owner of the Attic.shop. This is the parent company, Penton Print. So both of them come from good people, the same people. The Penton Print people over at pentonprint.com. Any business printing needs. We're talking like mass production printing. You're going to a trade show. You work at a school. You need all kinds of stuff. This is what you do. You go to pentonprint.com and you do it live. Let me open the phone line. I think the phone line wasn't actually opened. My bad. All right. Loop. Appreciate your super chat. Let me see if I think I got to potentially switch my sound over too, because I think it's from the old speaker. Angus for Connors. This loop. And then Luigi, appreciate your super chat, Luigi. Luigi said 5-0. Should I trade Bucky and Marvin for Garrett Wilson and Quinshawn Judkins? Only if you like winning, Luigi. Only if you like winning, my boy. You're upgrading Marvin to Garrett, even though we like what Marv's doing. And then you're upgrading Bucky into Quinshawn Judkins because Bucky's injured. And even when Bucky returns, like Quinshawn Judkins is hanging with him. You know, I'd rather have Bucky healthy, but we don't even know if Bucky will play, hampered for a couple games too. So it's hard to know. Both my main leagues I'm in. Just mute yourself real quick, 407. I'll be right with you. Just please hit mute. Let's see here. 305, hit mute. I'll be right with you, but please hit the mute button. 850, please hit the mute button. 850, I'll be right with you, but please mute or I'll hang up on you. Thank you.
Sure.
And then that's it. Sorry, everybody else. The phone lines are closed. Both my leagues, I'm in second and in third. Buka, Hampton, Pat, Mahomes, Adams, Bucky, and a few more have been the main reasons. Thank you, my guy. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate the altruistic and just amazing super chat by you. JP, appreciate your super chat, young man. Just traded MHJ and Debo and Sharps for St. Brown. Your receivers are good enough that I think I'm okay with that move. Mute yourself real quick, pal. I'll be right with you. I think that's a good trade considering your receivers. I mean, you literally have Diggs as your third wide receiver. I'm sorry, your fourth wide receiver. So I'm okay with this move for you. In general, MHJ and Debo and Sharps for St. Brown is a lot. So phone lines are closed, guys. I'm sorry. So whoever's on the phone line is in, but whoever's on the phone line now is in, but everybody else, I'm sorry, they're closed. Travis, you're live. What can I do for you?
Yeah, real quick, someone was asking, would you trade AJ Brown for JCM right now?
Would I trade AJ Brown for JCM? Please mute yourself and turn down the background noise. I appreciate it. Thank you. AJ Brown for JCM. I probably would say AJ Brown for JCM. I'd take JCM. The only reason I hesitate is because I feel like you can trade AJ Brown for a lot still because of the name value, but then again, I don't know. I'm finding a lot of people telling me they can't get rid of him for anything. So I'd probably take JCM. But there's a real chance that they both could disappoint or both do great. I mean, anything can happen, but I'd take JCM. He's kind of the hot hand right now. I mean, okay. One of them's doing great, one of them's not. So,
right. With the Jets 0-5, I haven't looked at what their schedule is coming up, but if they end up, 0-6, 0-7, and it's just running up and they're going to tank it, do you think Hall could still get moved? And do you think there's any way they trade Fields?
Yeah. Hall and Fields, neither one's safe. Walker's not safe.
Good.
Charbonnet's not
Yeah,
safe.
just because of the way the quarterbacks, people are reaching for quarterbacks already, so someone could be interested.
Sure.
That could be great for Fields, or it could be terrible.
Yeah. Fields could
I
go
think Kamara gets moved too.
Fields could go to. I mean, the Raiders would be ideal. That's where I wanted Fields to go from the beginning, anyway. But the Raiders, they got Bowers. The threat of running would open it up for Genty. Genty would just Fields to the Raiders.
Bowers and Jacoby Myers,
the most ideal situation.
Thornton and Tucker, who can go deep like with Jet. Yeah, it would be a great situation.
It'd be an amazing situation. And the Raiders are 1-4. Now the division. Look, I mean, the Chargers are 3-2. The Denver Broncos are 3-2. 1-4 is not impossible to win the division. So it depends how quickly they would act. But I don't know. Yeah, Fields has been getting such a raw into the deal. But even going to LV is a little kind of like, what if it doesn't work out for him again and it's not his fault again? This sucks. All right, hold on one second, Travis. Let me head on over to the 305. You're live. What's your name? Where are you calling from? As quickly as you can.
It's Spiffy.
What's up, Spiffy? What can I do for you, pal?
Good, man. Good. No, this is my first call, so I just wanted to shotgun real quick. My team that I have drafted is just one. So I had drafted Josh Allen for QB, also Baker for backup. For my running backs, I got Travis Etienne, Rico Dowdle, Rashad White, and Tyron Tracy. And for my receiver, I got Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Wan'Dale Robinson, Drake London, and Devonta Smith. Oh, and Josh Downs. And then for tight ends, I got T.J. Hawkinson, Tucker Kraft, and Broncos defense. So, unfortunately, based on this team, I am now 1-4.
Spiffy's the guy.
I think.
Spiffy, remind me if I'm remembering this correctly.
Correct if you're wrong. Yeah.
You gotta apologize. I gotta apologize because I talked to a lot of people. But you're the guy that drafted the 2 tight ends and we couldn't trade them all year long, right?
Remember, I had drafted Travis. I drafted Travis Kelce and Kyle Pitts that year.
And you were so proud of yourself. I'm like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm going to trade them. I'm cornerstoning the market. You couldn't get rid of them all year long. Yeah, I use you as an example all the time. I say that, and I don't say it by name. But I'm like, there's a guy that he thought he was cornerstoning the market. Never, ever try and double up on a position that you'd have to trade out of. Okay, so what's your question?
Based on how you see my team on paper,
I don't remember your. That's why I say no full teams.
Okay.
I can't retain all that. I'm not going to write everybody's team down every time on a phone call. Take
forever. So, okay.
Hit me real quick with the question.
So, okay. So, I mean, look, going into this week, my issue was running back because going into it, really, I only had Travis Etienne and Tyron Tracy as my starting running backs.
Tracy.
Then the injuries with Tracy and Etienne. Yeah, those were my starting RBs.
Okay. Go ahead.
And then now I got lucky because Chuba had gotten hurt and so did Bucky, and I had both. I had both Dowdle and Rashad on my bench.
So congrats on that. You had Dowdle on the bench. You didn't start Dowdle this week with yours.
No, this week I started. I'm saying beforehand.
Thank God.
I had him stashed on my bench.
You didn't have anybody else.
Yeah.
Okay. So hit me with the question. Because we gotta move, man. This is 10-second phone calls.
So going into next week, do you think maybe I should make a trade based on for a running back? Should I trade because I thought about maybe trading away either one of those 2 pieces for maybe the Bucky owner maybe.
It's like trying to solve a problem where I don't even have the puzzle in front of me. Give me their damn receivers real quick, Spiffy. Go ahead.
I have JJ, Devonta Adams, Wan'Dale Robinson, Drake London, and Devonta Smith, and Josh Downs.
Hold on a second. Adams, J.J. Adams, London.
J.J. Adams, London, Devontae, J.J. Adams, London,
D. Smith, okay.
Devonta Smith, Josh Downs, and Wandale Robinson.
Okay, and then your running backs are...
It's Travis Etienne, Rico Dowdle, and Rashad White. And then Tyron Tracy on the IR, but yeah.
You got Tracy?
Yeah.
Just kidding. All right. I think probably, bro, you're going to need to maybe... J.J. Adams, London, Devontae Smith. You guys can't really read this on the side here, but I wrote it down. Dowdle. I don't know. Your receivers are pretty good. You almost... Can you get Tootin?
Tootin? Yeah, I mean, I think I could get Tootin. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not saying...
He's on the guy's bench.
I'm not saying trade the world for him. If you secure Tootin and ETN up, I think Dowdle ain't going away. He's too dominant looking. So you'll probably be okay. I don't know that you need to do anything crazy, man. I think you're just gonna create one hole in the boat, bro, and then you got to plug another. You're gonna two holes by trying to solve one. ETN with Tootin and Dowdle it's sufficient.
I agree. The issue I have is that at this point, you think I'm good, which on paper I really do think I'm probably on paper. I think I have the best team. It's just my record shows I'm 1-4, so it's like, is it the team or maybe it's just stroke of luck?
Bro, you've only had. Did you win this week?
No, I lost by 4 points. The guy who faced had Igbuka and Javonte Williams.
Well, you had London out, so you had London out, and then you haven't had Dowdle to this week. So I mean, of course you're probably struggling. I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I would say stand down for now. Yeah. Unless you're going to get somebody that knocks on your door and says, hey, I'll give you the world for JJ. You're just sitting tight. Devontae Smith and Rashad White for one player. Try that. Just try poking around at getting anything. You're trying to get... I really like Lad McConkey. Go get Lad McConkey for Devontae Smith. Go trade White and D. Smith for, let's call it... Let me see if I can find a running back that fits that bill. I like Henry and Barkley right now. If you can trade maybe like Adams for one of them.
Straight up?
Yeah. Or don't trade London because the bye week's out of the way. It's huge, bro. JJ, I'd want Henry and something significant. JJ, I want Barkley and something significant. If not, I'm just leaving it be. But Barkley, Henry, Ladd, of course, I'd trade
the owner. The owner who has Ladd also has Tootin.
Devontae Smith for Ladd and Tootin. I'd easily do that. I don't know that you want to trade Rashad White. I guess you know what? Would I trade Rashad White away for Tootin and Ladd, or would I trade Devontae Smith and White for Tootin, Ladd, and something? Maybe because Tootin gives you security that even though you're losing Rashad White, you're getting the security in the Tootin ETN spot that no one can touch you. Like you've got an elite running back one potentially, or at least a low end running back one, I should say, all year long.
Yeah.
So go poke around at that. All right. I got to go, bro, because your 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Appreciate you calling anytime. Later. 10 seconds. 10 seconds is up. 850, you got 8 seconds because Spiffy took 2 of yours. Go.
Hey, just a philosophy question. Obviously, Bauer's probably going to be down this week, but when he comes back, I have Kincaid. It looks like they're still getting the snap percentage like around 60%. When he comes back, Bowers comes back, would you play Kincaid in the flex? Or is it just matchup based with, because I got BTJ as well?
I mean, over Kincaid, I would say Bowers, I lock in until I hear something weird, like he's going to be on a pitch count, or I don't think he will be. He's missing 1 week. The 1 week is to get the knee right. It's not like he's going to have atrophy or he's going to be out of shape or anything, bro. So if he comes back, he's coming back strong. I'm not going to sit Bowers. But you're not wild to consider it. I just think that if it's me, I'm probably selling Kincaid high and I'm rolling with Bowers. Not that I wouldn't mind having both of them. It's kind of safe, but I think Kincaid's got a little value right now. He could go back to being a pumpkin like that. So I'd be in the business of trying to take advantage of it. But you're not wrong.
Yeah, and the NFC, you can't do any trades, so kind of just stuck, just kind of picking and choosing every week. So, but yeah, I guess I just wait another week. Hopefully, he doesn't go on IR. That's the only worry, I guess, with Bowers.
Well, I mean, the word was the last word that I got anyway. Maybe I missed something today. That Bowers is sitting out 1 week, so he'd be 100%.
Yeah, Dr. Chow, he mentioned.
I don't care.
It might be a multi-week injury. If it's multi-week, do they? I don't know. It's kind of murky, but hopefully it's just 1 week.
All right. Let me look up.
Fantasy doctors are always kind of throwing stuff at the ball.
Any doctors on Twitter, bro, take it with a grain of salt. These are guys that don't do fantasy. They just started to, and they doctor, but they don't fantasy. Your boy might fantasy, but I pretend doctor. I'm the best deep fake doctor you'll find. So I don't think I wouldn't be listening to these doctors all over Twitter that literally they call out every injury in the world. They're always wrong. And so hold on a second. Let me pull up Bowers.
While you're doing that, 2 years ago when Amon-Ra had the rib cartilage thing, I saw 3 or 4 doctors say he was going to miss like a month or two. And I don't think he missed one game. He might have missed one game.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We're not. Let's see. Let me see what the latest news on Bowers. Yeah, it was that he's sitting out the week to get 100% healthy. Now, I'm not saying he will be 100% healthy, but we'll just have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. It's a possibility he could miss maybe one more week, but he's not going on IR or anything like that as of now. It's week to week, not month to month. I don't know. There's some cryptic stuff from Pete Carroll that I think has some people confused and concerned, but that's where it's deriving from. And everybody's every right and should be a little bit on the lurch for new info and what, verbiage that Pete Carroll says. And could he miss one more week? Yeah. And could he go on IR? Maybe, but there's nothing to indicate that. There's only people saying when Pete Carroll seemed a little bit unsure when he's like, he's week to week, whatever. Last we heard is he's sitting out a week to try and get fully healthy. Whether that turns into 2 weeks, we'll have to see. But making speculative calls, I guess hang on to Kincaid for now. And the moment you feel comfortable, shop him, because I don't think his value will have changed. You can wait all the way through the week. And then on Friday, Saturday, start poking around at making a Kincaid and something trade to upgrade something in your lineup. Or keep them both. It doesn't really matter. I don't know that Kincaid's going to get the world in a trade anyway. But point is, I'm trading for Bowers, not running away from him. And if he goes on IR, I mean, he goes on IR. I can't predict what's going to happen with his knee or what they're lying to us about, but we have no evidence to suggest he's going on IR as of this moment. None. The only thing we have is this report that says Raiders Pete Carroll said Brock Bowers is day to day, not week to week. He said day to day here. Bowers is dealing with the PCL injury and the bone bruise in his knee, simply needs rest to heal. Bowers tried to gut it out through the injuries for a few weeks, but reached a breaking point. Carroll said that the Raiders hope some rest and days during the week will be enough for Bowers to get on the field. Let's see here. Adam Schefter called Bowers week to week, so consider us slightly skeptical of Carroll's day-to-day designation. That's where this is coming from. So there's reports and people will try and depict what's going on, but it's their educated guess. There's nothing out there that he's going on IR.
Right.
All right. You gotta go, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it. And
yeah, real quick.
All right. Appreciate it, bud.
All right. Travis, what else you got? Then I gotta roll through these supers, and then I'll probably be.
Yeah. Just a couple quick things. With Ferguson, he's the number one tight end by 20 points in the PPR leagues. Like, would you be playing him over McBride right now. McBride, obviously, is great, but he hasn't been lighting the world on fire. And Tyler's hurt, and MHJ's kind of getting more involved. How do you play that?
Yeah, Ferguson's doing. Remember, he was on the Moon Man list. I think. Was it last year?
I think it was last year. He's doing what we thought he would last year. Last year, he kind of got banged up.
This is one of those things where, like, yeah, they don't do what you predict they're going to do, and then you write them off because you're pissed. Javonte. You guys remember Javonte was one of the original Moon Men. It was Javonte, Breece Hall. They tore their ACLs, and that was devastating. And then we had that was the first year I created the Moon Man. Actually, it's just the Moon Man. There's no Mars Man or anything. It was Moon Man only. I created the Moon Man list. It was Kenneth Walker. It was Breece Hall. It was Javonte and Breece going to the moon. And then Javonte is doing so many years later what we predicted him to do. I mean, we were right on Javonte. He was a moon, one of the original, I think it was only 7 or 8 Moon Men. Javonte, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Jalen Hurts, St. Brown, if I remember correctly. Ferguson was on there last year, and he just crapped the bed. Sometimes fantasy's cruel how it can reward those players later in your list. I would probably say I think he's top 3, top 4. I don't know if he'll be 1 moving forward. Does he finish 1 because of the lead he has? Maybe. But I don't know if I would rank him 1 moving forward. I still would have rather have Bowers, I think. I still would rather have McBride. But he's definitely in the 3-4 range if I'm drafting today. But no one would be crazy to take him as the number 1 tight end. Nobody, because he's been doing it.
In terms of playing him, though, like, would you play Ferguson and get in a good matchup against Carolina over McBride this week? Or
I think I could. I don't know if I would for sure do it, but I think I could, yeah.
And then just real quick, in Dynasty, if you had Ferguson, Fannin, Gadsden, and McBride, if you got the right deal, would you be willing to move McBride?
Yeah.
Like, I need a wide receiver now that Neighbors went down. I can win it this year. So.
Yeah, I definitely move McBride. I mean, you can move him pretty easily. I think you could get probably get a wide receiver pretty easily. McBride for, like, what are you thinking?
Well, I mean, I could pair McBride with, I could put him with MHJ or Javonte or Cook.
I mean, go after JJ. Go after
the deal too.
Yeah, go after JJ. Go after
Yeah.
Neighbors injured.
Would you take Odunze for McBride straight up?
Oh yeah. In your situation, I think so. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. Oh yeah, I mean McBride's good, bro. He's really good. I don't know, man.
Oh yeah.
Something about this situation this year with Kyler. I don't know. I don't know if McBride. I wonder if we'll ever see McBride get back to last year. So I'd take Odunze.
Yeah, and with Kyler banged up too, so I think he'll be all right. But, do you think? Last thing, and I'll let you go. With MHJ, you think he's going to be solid from here on? I mean, it seems like they want to get on the ball. It seems like his confidence is back.
Thank you, Mark Cleveland. I see your message. I think MHJ will be pretty good so far moving forward. Yeah. I don't know if he'll be top 8 or 9 or 10 maybe, but I think he certainly could be a very good wide receiver too. I just don't know. I mean, I want to say he could keep doing this all year and finish like top 10, top 12. It's possible, but I think we're just got to be careful, expecting it. But I do think it's possible. I mean, he should have had 100 touch.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting at. Yeah. Is there any way they move on from Kyler in the offseason? I think you mentioned something about it.
I don't think so. Let me see what the dead cap is on Kyler.
Yeah, I haven't checked yet.
Murray contract. I don't know. Kyler Murray's he's not going to win any championships. He's just not. I wanted the Cardinals to move on for him. I did not want them, if you guys remember, to sign him to a long-term deal. I was very, very bent out of shape out of it. I did live stream after live stream saying he needs to earn it, he needs to prove it. But he looked better. At points I did get excited, but Kyler is certainly somebody I did not want in Arizona long term. Cardinal fans kind of don't love Kyler. His dead cap for 2026 is $57 million, which probably something the Cardinals aren't going to move on from. The next year they would.
It would probably be, yeah. Send him to the Vikings.
Yeah, 57 mil is a lot. Not saying it hasn't been done, the Russell Wilson one, but I don't know if the Cardinals are thinking like that. All right, Travis, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep, thanks, Smitty. Bye.
Later. All right, guys, appreciate you on the phone lines. Phone lines are closed. Super chats, Lamb for Dunze and Monty. I'd rather have Lamb by a hair. But I understand that, and with the bye week out of the way for Dunze, it's not horrible. But I would rather have Lamb. Should I trade Debo for Walker? I wouldn't, Mark. Walker's too vulnerable to Charbonnet. Charbonnet even scored again. I would say keep Debo. You can get more. You can get Henry or Barkley for Debo. Straight up. And if you can't, a little bit more. But yeah, I'm not trading that, Mark. Mark, thank you for the super chat. Trade Herbert and Keenan Allen for St. Brown and Igbuka. I mean, it depends on your quarterback situation, but in a nutshell, I want Herbert and Keenan Allen for St. Brown or Igbuka. In a nutshell, I want St. Brown or Igbuka, either one. I'd rather have probably Igbuka over St. Brown, barely. They're both so good, bro. Lost Hampton today, still have Gibbs and Kyron. Should I trade Pearsall for Stevenson? I'm okay with this trade if it makes you feel secure at the RB position, but it's not like I'm loving starting Ramondre at any point, you know. Birdman says Rice and Adams for My Worthy and JSN. See how I see how everybody uses slashes as ands. In this case, he's using ands, and slashes mean or. You guys got to stop using the slashes. When I try and tell everybody, but no one listens, and then so it's like I don't even know if this is like an and or question, but I'm gonna answer it as a both because it's the only way I know how. Rice and Adams for Worthy JSN. Give me Rice and Adams, and it's not even close. Thank you, Birdman, for the super chat. Kyler needs Drew Brees as his QB coach or coordinator. Thank you, Angus. Angus trying real hard with the football question. I like it. What to do? I'm 3-2. Format is 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 flex. JJ Buka, JSN, and Rice is fantastic, and you can start all 4 of them. JD5 Drake May, trade one of those quarterbacks unless it's super flex. I don't think it is, so trade one of those quarterbacks and try and upgrade something. Let's see. Running backs are Chase Brown, Mason, Marks, Harvey. So, yeah, one of the quarterbacks and either Mason or one of the quarterbacks or Chase Brown. Go get Barkley or Henry. Probably the easiest question of the day, to be honest, because those guys are attainable. And you might be able to pull it off pretty easily. You might surprise yourself how cheap Henry is or how cheap Barkley is. And if not one of those guys, I would still use May. You know, go to the QB needy teams and see what running backs they have, I think is the first step. And maybe it's a 1-for-1, or if they're a bigger name player, you're throwing in one of your running backs. Do I trade for a backup? 3-2, do I trade for a backup? Bijan, Rico, Harvey, Hampton, Rice, Nico, Keenan, Debo, BTJ. QB Ocho. Who's Ocho, bro? I don't know what language you think I'm speaking here. Stafford, 3-2. Do I trade for a backup? I don't know what language we're speaking, Gonza. Do you trade for a backup? What does that mean? What are we even talking about here? I like your team a lot. I think I'm fine with what you have. Nico, Rice, Debo, fantastic. Keenan Allen, BTJ, Evans, Ferguson. Do I try and trade like something there to like upgrade my quarterback situation slightly? Sure. But I also think your team looks really, really solid. And I don't mind waiting for BTJ to gain more value, for Godwin or Evans to gain more value. Ferguson is a great tight end, so why trade him? Thank you for the super chat, Gonzo. I don't know what some of that means, though. I'm sorry. You just got to be a little clearer. I'm not clairvoyant, but I try my best. Dynasty, my Pickens for Adams and Debo. I'd take Adams or Dowdle. I'd take Adams and Dowdle over Pickens it's Dynasty. If you could win money, I still do that. And look, Dowdle might earn himself some long-term value. He might not. He could be done in a couple weeks, or he could create some sort of market for himself in 2026. I would probably say if you can win a lot of money, take the Adams Dowdle side. If you can't win anything, keep Pickens. Final answer. Because Breeze is one of the few successful short QBs. Okay. Need one upgrade, and the ship is mine. Javonte, Hall, Dobbins, Swift, Carter, Puka, London, Rice. Love the receivers. So we'll go Waddle or Olave. Waddle, Olave, and Dobbins. Waddle, Olave, Dobbins. For just one player, bro. Try Henry, try Barkley, try... You got Rice? You got Rice. Running backs. What running backs could you get besides Barkley, Henry? You try James Cook, you're not going to get it, but you never know. You never know, bro. Try Kyron. You never know. You could try ETN. You never know. Try Judkins. Look, Judkins... Waddle and JK might get you a Judkins or an ETN or a Kyron. It really might. You could also go after Bucky, bro. Bucky or Hampton. And just stash him. I'm not saying to trade Hall or Javonte, but like Dobbins for Bucky. Dobbins and Olave for Bucky. Dobbins and Olave for maybe Hampton. And you wait on that. You sit on it quietly. Noah says, damn, my first super chat, and Smitty can't read it because he's busy babysitting children. I just read it, though, Noah. You heard me, right? Damn, Noah. Noah, do you hear my answer? Richard, final super chat of the night, then I'm out of here. Richard says, rest of season, Brashard Smith or Hendy. Easy. Thoughts on Horton? Love him. He's a moon man, bro. So he better be good. Do I trade for a running back? Bijan, Hampton, Rice, Harvey. Nico, Rice, Debo. Rico. Rice, Debo, BTJ, Evans, Ferguson, Lamar, Jackson, Stafford. Do I trade for an RB? I don't think so. You probably just ride out this Rico situation for right now. Right out the Rico case, baby. I mean, you got the wide receivers to go the distance right now. Unless you could trade Rico and Keenan or Rico and Godwin or Rico and Evans or Rico and BTJ to go get Henry or Barkley, which I'd be all for. Explore it. Do it live. Who dat Lolo? Would you trade BTJ and Scat for JJ? I would take JJ. Yes, sir. All right, everybody. Don't forget, I'm over on the live chat Patreon. I'll be over there throughout the night, on and off. Here's the link right here. Boom. Join that live chat Patreon. Drizzo super chat. Should I offer Dowdle and Michael Carter for Hampton? Didn't we address this earlier? I'd still have Genty, Chase Brown, Harvey, Sharps, and Woody. He has Hampton, Henry, and Mason on a bye. I traded him Mason for Woody last night. Yeah, we read this earlier, but I realized you're probably gone. But should I offer Dowdle and Michael Carter for Hampton? I'd probably say... I don't know. Chat, vote on this. I mean, Dowdle looks so good, bro. It is really hard to know. Like, there's a chance they overlap. Like, Dowdle's great for 2 or 3 games. Maybe he has 40 yards next week, and then Chuba comes back, and then it's just like frustrating coaching, and then we never see Dowdle again. And then Hampton comes back, and Hampton's great in the final stretch. I mean, it's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. Chat, vote on this one. Vote on this one. This one here from Alberto. Give Waddle, get Warren. 2 flex. Like Jalen Warren? Tyler Warren? Like, what are we talking about here, Alberto? You got to be clear. I would take Tyler Warren over Waddle. I would not want the running back Warren for Waddle. I'd rather Waddle by quite a bit. Silver Rapture, appreciate you. Silver, you were high on Ferguson last year, bro. I remember. Silver Rapture said he'd be top 5 tight end last year. You were a year early on that too, as was the Moonman list. Silver was there last year, touting him up too. Drizzo, appreciate you. Never left. I don't know how I missed it. Maybe I read something like it. I don't know. I'm sorry, Drizzo. If I missed it, I'm sorry. But chat, vote on that one for Drizzo. What would you rather have, Hampton or Rico? Rico now or Hampton? Please vote on that one, guys. Right now, Hampton or Dowdle. To be honest with you, I don't really know. I'll have to think about it a couple days. I don't think I have a good handle on that yet, to be honest. Because Hampton news is still fresh. The chat's saying keep Hampton, but you got to also understand that a lot of these guys have Hampton, so they're wishing good things for Hampton. But I don't know, man. I kind of feel like it's a close call, bro. I guess I would lean Hampton by a hair. The chat seems to be leaning Hampton. I'd say Hampton by a hair. Thank you very much for the super chat. All right, I'll see you all later. Don't forget to get on over to the 24/7 live Patreon chat group. It's a live chat group, 24/7, $10 a month, cancel anytime. It's the best place to get. It's the YouTube live stream. All the people in the YouTube live stream, essentially, that are helpful and talking. It's a 24/7 live chat group. Go check it out. Don't forget that you can start over today and play fantasy football from scratch by playing Underdog Week 6 fantasy football contests. Play $5, get 100. If you're really stressed about your season, it's in the crapper, or even if it's not in the crapper and you just want more skin in the game, make sure you click this link right here. And if you have any issues with gambling or anything like that, or betting or whatever, just make sure you dial that phone number at the bottom, or text it. Appreciate every single one of you. You guys rock. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. I'm live whenever big news breaks, and I'm live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. I'll see you all on the next one. I should have a video in the morning. Deuce.